So this month is January 2019, but as every January in the last few years, me and my wife are doing health checks in January. So that means a lot of trips to the nearby city to visit all kinds of doctors to ensure all is good. And that's what was happening today, but also what was happening last week and will happen also next days. But I'm not the best structured person in the world, but I really like the fact that in January we do most of the checks. Some of the checks are also during the year, but we try to batch them mostly in the January, and this works quite well. So now I have switched the office. This is the place where I can control the volume, the quietness much better than at home because of the kids. Now I'm going to have a podcast episode recorded with a good friend Ludwik Siadlak, who is also a vlogger, and I will have a link to his vlog in the description. He's vlogging in Polish. And it's my second podcast recording in the last 2 weeks, and I have a third one planned for the future. So far I'm really enjoying being invited to podcasts. However, it's still very surreal for me that people want to talk to me, people want to ask me questions, and there are people who listen to this and they learn from it and they get inspired. And on one hand, I do see this. On the other hand, I still feel like this is surreal. So I think there's still something about being shy here. And it's after recording the podcast. It was fun. I do enjoy this kind of experience where I can share some of my thoughts, I can answer some questions. It's all good, especially if someone else handles all the logistics of running a podcast or videocast. That's cool to me. When it comes to filling the calendar, there is this moment of the year is like planning many different activities. So I'm being invited to many IT conferences, also chess events. Sunday in Wrocław, I will participate in my first ever solving contest, a chess solving contest, which is about solving exercises. It's almost like sitting at the university or in the college and being during an exam. And I have also agreed, but that was already in the past, which will happen I think 18th of April. They will go to a conference which is about connecting IT and chess, so both my favorite topics together, and I will have a talk about how chess can help people become better programmers, especially at the younger age, how chess can help younger people to improve certain skills like analytics and logical thinking, and they can be good programmers thanks to that. I do believe in some influence here. And today when I agreed with Ludwik to participate in his podcast, it was funny because I think it was on Monday when we talked about the idea of doing this together. And I'm really bad at, I know this sounds weird, but I'm really bad at finding and remembering about using calendar overall. So I preferred not to agree on a specific date, but it was just okay, I will ping you when I have time. But more or less probably Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe it will gonna work. And today I pinged Ludwik with a short message, sorry for the short notice, but if today is fine for you, then I'm happy to do it now. It was during afternoon or later during the evening, it's just up to you. And again, sorry for the short notice. And Ludwik was like, okay, we can do it in 15 minutes from now. And that was like fantastic for me. So that's one way for me of how, for my flow, I would like calendars to work, which is impossible because it's incompatible with other people. So I do like to participate in things like conferences, or maybe not conferences in this case, but I'm often invited to like podcasts or to just speak to someone, talk to someone, and I would prefer not to agree on a certain date, but I prefer the situation where I'm like, okay, I did my coding session, I did some of my businesses in my company, and then I'm okay, it sounds like the next 3 hours I can actually do something, I can go back to coding, but I can also like make it available to people who wanted to talk to me that, hey, I'm now available. So I don't need to be specific. I want to talk specific to Ludwik, for example. It can be, I'm available. So whoever of you comes back as first, and like, let's do this conversation, or let's do this podcast thing, or let's do this whatever interview, then I would go for it immediately. And I don't know such a tool. Maybe one, if that's like possible. because it's like totally in reverse what other people prefer. Mostly people prefer to have like, okay, let's do it on Monday 2 p.m. and let's do it in 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, and they like to have this planned. And I'm totally the opposite, because I like to have my calendar totally empty until the last moment, because it's important for me that I can be free to do any creative work I feel like doing at the moment. So you see with my flow, when I'm announcing that I'm available right now, I feel like this is what I would like to do right now. I would like to talk to some people, while sometimes I'm just, I want to have my calendar free. I want to be coding right now, or I want to be strategizing my vision for the company or whatever else. And I can't do it because I have this meeting scheduled. So this is a weird way of me trying to be free in a world which is not really compatible with that. And it's a problem, because in the end, many people try to schedule something with me, but it's hard. Then it's hard for me, it's hard for them. And I know this is problematic, and I'm very sorry to all the people who are watching this who tried to schedule something with me and that wasn't that easy as it should be. But that was my choice, to have the calendars free. So it's not about, rejecting some ideas of talking to someone. It was just, I would like to announce, and I would have like many situations where I would announce that I'm available. So it's not that people wouldn't get me. Actually, this way they probably could get me faster. And for them, obviously, that would be some kind of notification or maybe interruption. I know it's not perfect. But also not always you have to reply immediately. So I don't know. And I'm not sure if that's even possible. It's just what I would find ideal for me, but doesn't have to be ideal for everyone.
Okay for me, and I was just, I think it's more important for today is to learn too much books, not only in Jane, not only in computer.
And this guy is now number 2 according to the rating, number 2 in the world. And he started very late in chess. When you start at the age of 15, that's like, it's almost like too late. And now it's not unrealistic that he would become a world champion in the next cycle. Many young people ask me, especially on Snapchat, if it's too late for them to become programmers because they are like 25, for example. So if you want to become the best programmer in the world, the 1 or 2 programmers in the world, then yeah, maybe it's too late. But overall, it's just, normal age. You can start at 30, 35, 40. You just need to work hard and learn a lot. And that's it for today. As always, thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. And see you in the next vlog.